Hi there guys, and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech and another gaming news special. I've got some rather interesting news for you concerning Resident Evil Revelations. It has been rumoured for a little while that this particular 3DS title might be making its way to other consoles, and it looked like that may have just been leaked. This has not been officially confirmed or announced in any way by Capcom, but it's pretty much confirmed now as a list of achievements has been leaked. It's a rather long list, so I'm going to go through those achievements for you, for those of you who want to know the nitty-gritty details, in another video. But moving on to different topics, the list, which includes 1,000 gold worth of achievements, which is an amount usually reserved for physical releases, which pretty much confirms that this will be a physical and not digital only release, except for the fact that the Xbox 360 port of Resident Evil 4 had 1,000 G despite being only available digitally in Europe and America, but the game was of course released on disc in Japan. So it will come out in a hard copy in some form or another. It's just a little unclear as to whether or not us in the EU and the US will be seeing it as such, or if we will be getting it as a digital only release. This is quite a highly anticipated and desired title for those of us who don't actually own a 3DS, which does actually include myself, despite the fact that I really wanted to play Revelations and the new Kingdom Hearts. As people really wanted to play another traditional Resident Evil like 1, 2 and 3, and you could argue even 4 as well, because Resident Evil 5 and 6 was a disappointment for most Resident Evil fans, and I'm sure there will be some people out there who will disagree with that statement, but I'm sure most of you are right there with me with that particular one, and you'd love to play a game that is a return to the old school style of Resident Evil. So personally, I would love to see this get a hard copy release on Xbox and PS3. Digital only would be something, but I think it's more than worthy of a fully realised release and not just something that's going to appear on the PlayStation Network or Xbox Live Store. I figure it's a pretty big title, and if it is to get ported, to give it a little bit of an upgrade in terms of the graphics, but otherwise leave the game alone and just give us the experience that we have yet to enjoy. As it would be nice to play a Resident Evil game that actually feels like a Resident Evil, other than an action game that happens to feature Resident Evil characters, which is basically what we've been getting for quite some time now. Regardless of all of that, I'm sure many of us would love to get our hands on this particular game, because it's pretty much a return to form for Resident Evil. It has a focus again on survival horror, like the earlier installments, with a limited supply of ammo and more emphasis on exploration and puzzle solving than any real hectic combat like we saw in 5 and 6. It does keep the over-the-shoulder view, which is always nice, but you can actually move while aiming, which is nice to know that Chris and Jill, who are of course the main protagonists of the game, still have the ability to use their legs while aiming. It's always nice to see. And it had a rather interesting addition in that you can actually switch between a first person and third person perspective. And obviously this is the first time we've seen Jill since Resident Evil 3, which was so long ago. I don't even like to think of how long ago that was, because I will feel really old if I do. But still, it'd be nice to see her again, and obviously it features Chris as well, but we've seen quite a lot of Chris recently, especially with 5 and 6. But it's the first time we've seen Jill for quite some time. Obviously, Jill did appear briefly in Resident Evil 5, but she wasn't playable. I'm talking about her first playable appearance as an actual character that you can control since Resident Evil 3. So it'd be quite interesting to experience that as well. And it's set between 4 and 5 as well, so it may even fill in some of the links between those two. Anyway, I think that's me done for this fairly short news video. Hope you found it interesting and somewhat helpful. I will be posting a video on the full list of achievements very soon, so do keep your eyes peeled for that as well, and check out our channel in general. We have lots of gaming goodness there for you guys. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.